Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me Aiza. I am a student at Dance School Online Academy from Base Air. I'm 21 years old. Today we have Maya with us. Hello Maya, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing great. Ready when you are.
Okay Maya,
What's on the agenda?
please introduce yourself.
I'm Maya. I'm bright, warm, and a little bit quick witted. I love a good story, a creative challenge, and I'm always looking for the sunny side of things. I'm basically your go to partner for big ideas and a calm presence when things get chaotic.
Okay Maya, today's topic is what's the matter? My first question is what does the phrase what's the matter actually mean?
At its core, it's a way of asking what is wrong. It's usually used when you notice someone looks upset.
Okay, why do people use this phrase when
Got
they
it.
are
I'm
concerned
all
about something?
because it's a gentle way to open the door instead of jumping straight to a conclusion like asking, why are you crying or why are you angry? It's a neutral observation. It acknowledges that something feels off without putting pressure on the person to explain everything immediately. Take your time.
Okay, my next question is where did the expression what's the matter originate?
It's a bit of a linguistic puzzle, but it comes from the old way of using the word matter to mean substance or the essence of a thing. Essentially, you're asking what the actual substance of the problem is. It's evolved from a formal way of asking about a situation to the emotional check. I'm following you.
Okay, Maya. My next question is, why do people use this phrase when they are concerned about something, someone?
I think you might. Are you asking why we use a stressed tone of voice when we're concerned about someone?
Okay, how is what's the matter different from simply asking what happened?
It's all in the timing and the energy. What happened is usually looking for a sequence of events, like if you see a broken vase on the floor. What's the matter? Is more about the emotional state. It's less about the facts and more about the feeling.
Okay, my next question:
I'm ready for the next.
can the phrase show both curiosity and genuine concern?
Absolutely. It really depends on the tone. If it's said softly, it's pure concern. But if it's said with a bit of a lift at the end, it can definitely lean more toward curiosity about a weird situation.
Okay, Maya. My next question is, what is the linguistic origin of the word matter?
I think you're referring to matter again. It actually traces back to the Latin word materia, which meant wood, timber, or the actual physical stuff something is made of. Over time, it shifted from meaning physical material to meaning the substance of a situation or a problem.
How did matter develop meanings related to problems or concerns?
It's a classic case of a word evolving from the concrete to the abstract. When it started as materia, meaning the physical stuff like wood, people began using it metaphorically to describe the stuff of an argument or a situation. By the time it hit English, the matter of a conversation became the core issue or the problem at hand. It's like how we say something matters today. It means it has enough substance to be important.
Okay, Maya. My next question is, when did "What's the matter" become a common expression in English?
It really took hold during the 18th and 19th centuries. As English became more focused on social nuances and emotional expression, the phrase shifted from being a formal inquiry about a matter of businesses to the empathetic check in.
Okay,
I'm still with you.
okay. Has the phrase changed meaning throughout history?
I'm not sure I follow. Do you mean if the meaning is shifted when used in a financial context, like on Wall Street?
Yes.
In a high pressure environment like Wall Street, the phrase definitely loses some of its softness. It shifts from an emotional check in to a strategic one. When someone asks, "What's the matter?" in a trading pit or a boardroom, they aren't usually asking about your feelings. They're asking what the problem is with the trade, the stock, or the deal. It becomes a request for a factual diagnosis of a failure rather than an offer of empathy.
Okay. Are there similar expressions in other languages?
Definitely. In Spanish, you'll often hear que pasa, which is very versatile, but if someone looks truly upset, they might say que pasa to make it more personal. In French, they have qu'est-ce which literally means what is there, but functions exactly like what's the matter. It's funny how different languages all have that one specific phrase for when you can just tell something is wrong.
Okay, Maya. My next
I'm
question
here.
is, why do humans naturally ask others if something is wrong?
I think it's built into our DNA. Humans are social creatures, and we're wired to pick up on nonverbal cues. When we notice a shift in someone's energy or expression, it creates a kind of social tension. Asking what's wrong is our way of trying to resolve that tension and maintain the connection. It's basically our instinct for empathy kicking in.
Younger generation using
Right, exactly. I'm not sure I follow. Were you about to say something else about how it's used on social media?
Are younger generations using different expression to ask about someone's problem?
They definitely are. Younger generations tend to move away from the more formal structure of what's the matter and go for things that feel more low pressure. You'll hear "you good" or "everything okay" way more often. It's a bit more casual, but it serves the same purpose. It's a quick way to check the temperature of the room without making the other person feel like they're under a microscope.
Okay, what modern phrases are replacing what's the matter?
It's less about direct replacements and more about shifts in energy. Instead of the slightly heavier "what's the matter?" you see a lot more "you all right?" or even just checking in. There's a real trend toward making these questions feel like an open door rather than a direct inquiry. It makes the whole interaction feel a bit more relaxed.
Okay, why
I'm
can
still here
why can a simple question like "what's the matter" make someone feel cared for?
because it's proof that you're paying attention. Most of the time, we move through the world on autopilot and people can feel invisible. When you ask that question, you're telling the other person that you've actually noticed a change. Exactly.
Okay, can
You're so welcome.
can asking this question strengthen friendships or relationships?
Huge yes. It's like adding a brick to the foundation of trust. When you ask, "What's the matter?" and actually listen to the answer, you're showing that person that their internal world is important to you. Over time, those small moments of being seen and understood are exactly what turn a casual friendship into a deep, lifelong bond. Cheers! That was a great session. Do you have everything you need for the recording, or did you want to circle back to anything?
How does
I'm all set
language
on my end.
how does language help us recognize when someone may need support?
It's like a social alarm system. Language gives us listening.
Okay, what does the history of what's the matter teach us about the evolution of language?
Yeah. I think we're still talking about what's the matter.
Yes.
It shows that language is always moving toward a more human place. We started with matter meaning literal wood or stone, just physical stuff. And we evolved it into a way to ask about someone's soul and emotional state. It's a pretty beautiful trajectory, honestly. We've taken a cold, hard word and turned it into a tool for empathy
Why do some everyday phrases survive for hundreds of years?
because they fill a human need that never goes away. We might change our clothes or our tech.
Okay. What can this what
I think
can
you're
this
touching on the real core of it.
Maya,
These phrases,
please,
I'm
what can this
listening.
expression teach us about human concern and connection?
It teaches us that no matter how much the world changes, we still have this deep, instinctive need to be seen. The fact that we have a dedicated phrase just to check in on someone's emotional state shows that connection isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. It reminds us that a tiny, simple question can be the difference between someone feeling totally alone and feeling like they actually belong.
Eh,
I'm not quite sure I follow.
okay.
I'm still with.
What is the
I'm here.
most
Do you have
Maya,
another question for the
please?
interview? Or are we? I'm listening.
What is the most interesting fact about the phrase "What's the matter"?
I'd have to say it's the total 180 it did from its origins. Ugh. The fact that it started as a literal word for timber or woodabald and evolved into delicate emotional tool for empathy is just wild. It's like the word itself grew a heart over a few hundred years.
Okay. Can you give the three different situations where we might use this phrase? What's the matter?
First, you've got the pure empathy situation, like seeing a friend with tears in their eyes and asking softly to let them know you're there. Then there's the confused curiosity, like walking into a room and seeing your cat staring intensely at a blank wall. And finally, the frustrated version where you're right, the frustrated one, like when you've explained something 3 times and the other person still looks totally lost, so you ask, "What's the matter?" with a bit of an edge to it, the completely different energy from the first two.
Or how would you explain "What's the matter" to someone learning English?
I'd tell them it's like a social key. I'd explain that while it literally asks, what is the problem? Its real job is to tell the other person, I notice you're not okay, and I'm here for you. I'd probably warn them that the magic is all in the tone, because if you say it too sharply, you're not offering a hand, you're starting a fight.
Is if this phrase had a personality, how would you describe it?
I'd say it's a bit of a shapeshifter. On one side, it's this gentle, supportive soul, the kind of friend who just knows when you need a hug. But on the other, it can be a bit prickly and impatient if the mood shifts. Overall, though, I think its heart is in the right place. It's fundamentally a phrase about paying attention to other people.
Okay. My very
I'm still
last, my very last question. If you could explain the deeper meaning of "What's the matter" in one sentence, what would you say?
It's a bridge of empathy that transforms a simple observation of pain into an invitation for connection.
Okay, Maya. Thank you so much for your time. See you next interview.
You're so
Bye.
welcome. Bye for now.